welcome to my studio. I'm doing a remake of this one because I thought maybe I had better focus more on equipment and less on what I'm doing. So anyways, this is about the equipment that I'm using to do YouTube videos. And I recently just started the YouTube channel, so I don't really have a lot of experience at YouTubing or anything like that. I did have some computer equipment to start with, so my original need for computer equipment was for my job because I do drafting, so a lot of AutoCAD drafting and stuff. So I had two computers that were about 12 years old, and I'm still using my my laptop. I've got it in a desk here with docking station, and I rarely get that out, so it's almost like a desktop computer to me now. And then I had another one that was a Dell that we had bought probably around 2017 for I had somebody was helping me with doing drafting, so I bought a computer for that, but I didn't spend a lot on it. It was just for the purpose of it was just for doing drafting, and we were using an AutoCAD subscription program. So those don't really need a lot of they don't require a real fast processor or a lot of graphics processing unit, capability. But with the 3D drawing, so then I started using a SketchUp. So SketchUp's a 3D modeling app, and I was really interested in Chief Architect because I want to do plans for room additions and stuff like that. So the Chief Architect would have worked pretty good to do 3D modeling and then create plans from that. And so I was looking at a computer there here, and I thought maybe I'd have to spend about $2,500 to get to the point of where I could actually run the Chief Architect software. And so I kind of just, I didn't really have the money for that, so I just kind of went around it, and I bought a graphics card and put it in my Dell computer, and that helped. I could do the 3D rendering with SketchUp. I didn't bother with the Chief Architect because that's kind of expensive software. But the 3D SketchUp, I was working with that quite a bit last year, and just doing models of stuff. And I'm trying to focus on bathrooms right now, but I've got a couple of room additions going on, so the bathrooms have kind of taken a back seat. But anyway, so to run the 3D modeling software, you need a little bit more computer speed. So I upgraded that, and I think I probably spent about $150 on a computer processing card. And then once I decided I was going to start doing YouTube stuff, I'd already got into this app that's called Magic Plan. So I was using the Magic Plan to do all of my as-built conditions. So if I had a project and I needed to go out and record as-builts, I was using the Magic Plan for that. And then they came out with an auto scan, and if you got a LiDAR camera on your iPhone, then your auto scan would work. So I thought, well, I want to upgrade my phone to iPhone Pro. So I had an iPhone, but it wasn't a Pro version. So I upgraded to the iPhone 15 Pro. With that, I could now scan onto my phone all the Magic Plan stuff. So I thought, well, this is getting kind of interesting, and I'm wanting to do the 3D renderings and stuff like that. And I'm trying to use artificial intelligence. So I'm thinking about everything that I could do to enhance my capabilities in that area. And I thought, well, maybe I could share this experience on YouTube. So I decided to start this YouTube channel, and it's been maybe about 3 months since I've gotten it going. And so I've already had the phone. So I had an iPhone 15 Pro, and that would actually work pretty well for doing YouTube just by itself. I didn't really need anything else. But I thought that I wanted to do some more of the editing on my computer. So the desktop editing required faster speeds, and I was working with the old Dell computer that I had, and I was experiencing some shutdowns and just glitches. I was just having problems with different things, and it seemed like maybe my power supply was too small for the you know, the graphics unit that I put in. So in order to upgrade that, I either had to go buy a brand new tower, or I could just rebuild the one that I had. But my iPhone was experiencing a lot of lag, so the latency could be up to 15 seconds on the video, and it was coming out really crappy, so I just stopped doing that altogether. I just do the iPhone recording on its own, and it has a pretty good picture with the iPhone, and even the sound isn't bad on the iPhone either. I'm using the sound microphone on the Logitech web camera with the Camo Studios, but then what I do is I also record from my Kamika mic. So I've got a shotgun mic here. It's not really expensive one, it was less than $100. Kamika mic, and from that I can record and I can make adjustments to the audio. So what I'll do is I'll record it, and sometimes I'll like amplify the treble if it's too much bass in it, and then I'll also use a compressor on it, which amplifies the whole thing, gives a little bit more gain and everything, so it's a little bit more louder in the background. But so far it's worked pretty good, and I like to make the adjustments through the Audacity. So this is an Audacity program, and it's free. I don't know what they're collecting from it, maybe our audio, I'm not sure, but I use it, I don't mind. Like I said, it's free program. Not all the programs are free, but this one is. And then that's pretty much it for the desk. I mean, you know, it's got the basic drawers and stuff. I keep my laptop in the drawer because it's got a docking station in there, and then you know, a place for my pencils and stuff. Then I've got my headphones over here. You know, headphones. You can see. Basic headphones, and I don't know, I use that for editing, or you know, if I want to listen to music or something while I'm drafting. Sometimes I just sit here and draft for hours on end, you know, and it's okay. I mean, it's not the most rewarding job in the world. I like to go out and measure houses, you know, so that's probably something that I really enjoy doing, is the field work, so I can get out of the office. I used to have the same experience when I worked in an electrical engineering firm, and I used to like to go out and do the field investigations, you know, just to get out. I've got 2 monitors here, and on each monitor I can switch between 2 computers, and I could either put one computer up on this monitor or put both monitors on one computer, like I'm running right now for this video. Is I'm using the new improved older computer, and it's actually an old carcass, but I put new parts in it, so it's new and improved. And you know, I was looking at buying one, and I thought, well, I'd probably have to spend about $2,500 to get what I really want. And this was about a $600 upgrade using existing equipment. So I thought that was a pretty fair first step, you know, and I think I can work with what I have now and upgrade that, maybe add a new graphics processor unit in there. That's a little bit faster than what I'm using right now. My desk, and I've had this desk for a long time, and the reason why I like this desk is you can crank it up and down. So if I want to stand here and edit film editing, I can stand up, crank the desk up, and then do my thing like that. And then I picked up these light bars. This was really nice, Amazon light bar, and I can turn them around, and they work really good for videoing. But I can turn them down like that, so it's just a desk light. And then I've also got a light up here, just standing up to the ceiling up there. And that light is just a Philips Hue light that I bought. It's a programmable light, so I can set the temperature on it. And then I turn it on and off automatic on my phone. So I use my phone to operate that. Then I also have a camera here. Now this camera is something you'd use for web video, web conferencing or something. It's got a little microphone built into it, the stereo mic. And that's also, I'm going to show you some of the stuff here. So that's the iPhone. and set up on a little stand that I got going on here. You could just take it off. It's like a magnetic thing. And then while I'm not using it, I can flip that stand around, and I can put my phone right here, and I can see it really clearly. And I've got the 2 monitors, so there's the 2 screens. I've been running that for a long time, and I've been using the desktop computer. I use that for my drafting stuff, and it works pretty good. You know, it's 12 years old, so I've had it for a long time, but it's been reliable, so I keep using it. And then, of course, my headphones. So I have headphones here that I work with. And then here's the back. Oh, you know, and the beauty about this thing is it rotates. And I can spin it around, you know, and if it's not caught on the cord down here, like this, I can pull it. So if I want to do a shot against that window back there, you know, I can get a really good shot that way. Here's my pole. This is where I would usually set the camera up, right here. I would be sitting here like this, and it locks into a little holder that I got. And it'll just look down. I can get a different perspective, you know, kind of thing. This is all the equipment in the back. But recently I just had to upgrade my computer system. What I decided to do was I had this old case. And I think this case might have been my oldest son's computer from when he was in college or something, I don't know. But my youngest son got a hold of it, and he was going to put it back together or something. I don't know what his plan was. But it was missing the hard drive, and it had some old equipment in it and everything. So I ripped out all the old equipment, put in a new motherboard and a new processor, and I took out the graphics card that I had put in my other computer. And it's not a really big graphics card, it's this little one right here. Goes across, and then of course I added the power supply, because power supply was giving me some trouble. And then what I did was, for the hard drive, I took a hard drive out of my old computer, which I had already upgraded, and that was solid state drive. So it was a 1 terabyte solid state drive. And you know, so that's pretty much about it. I mean, I like the way that I can move this around. I've really been real flexible with getting the different shots that I need or something. You know, it just has been a really good way to do this. Mount everything on this table, and then you can move the table around. You can get behind it really easy if you got to work on any of the computer equipment. And you can see I got quite a bit of stuff going on here. Lots of cords. Everything's got to get plugged in, so you got tons of cords that are going to be plugged in. And you know, for the most part, it's been pretty much a lot of fun to do this. If you have a gaming computer already, you're probably already all set up. But for an average person like me that doesn't do gaming, or maybe, you know, somebody that doesn't do gaming, I don't know if they're average or not, but you know, you have to have the computer equipment that'll be able to run the software program. So keep that in mind if you're going to use software. So the apps that I use mostly are Filmora. That's an editing app. I really like that one because it's you know, it's a paid for subscription. So you buy the app, and then you pay monthly for just a little add-on stuff that you can add, you know, special effects, sound effects, things like that. And I find that I like that. It's not too expensive, the monthly subscription. So I'm using the Filmora on the desktop, and then I also record using a thing called Cameo Studio. And I got the Cameo Studio because I wanted to be able to patch my iPhone in using this Cameo Studio. And It was a problem from the beginning, and it hasn't changed. I don't know what the deal is with the iPhone, but it just doesn't communicate well with the laptop. I mean, with the desktop computer that I have now. So even though I've upgraded it, I've got a faster processor unit, and I was able to upgrade to Windows 11 with the new equipment. And so even with that, it still causes me problems. So what will happen is I get a latency on the iPhone. It's kind of a lag, and it can be as much as 15 seconds. So it isn't, the sound and the video isn't looking very well when you do it like that. So I decided, well, I'm gonna just use the webcam that I have. So for the webcam, I bought that because I needed a camera that I could patch into my computer, and I was running Filmora, and I also have OBS software on there. So with the OBS, you can record from the webcam directly into the computer. You can record on your display, and OBS is a free program. So with the free program, it's I mean, it's okay. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the Filmora has, so I kind of prefer doing the editing in Filmora just because it is a little bit more advanced, and it does provide a lot more capability. But you could get away with a free program. It's not that bad. I mean, it works. It's just a matter of you have to pull together more stuff, and that's a little time consuming, but it works fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And then I also use Audacity. So I have a shotgun mic that I bought. So I bought this Comica mic, and the Comica mic was about $100, but what I was finding out was the audio was really difficult to control from the webcam microphone, or the microphone on my Sony camera. It's kind of weak. But the audio on the iPhone's not too bad. The only thing was I was having trouble with recording on the iPhone. But I find that with the Comica mic, I can go ahead and patch that into Audacity, and then I could just take the recording from there and add a little amplification to it, make it a little louder or something if I need to, or raise the treble or something like that. So that's the advantage of having a separate microphone. You don't really have to have that, but I went ahead and got one. So my upgrades were the microphone. I had to add the computer equipment. So on the computer equipment, I spent probably about $600 on that. The microphone's $100, and then I've got some of these some hardware here that I added. So I've got a mount for my camera, my Sony camera, and I mount that on a pole that's made by Newer, and it attaches to my workstation. So I've got a Newer pole that's a camera mount, and that has a little arm that swings over and holds the iPhone on. So on the iPhone, I've actually got a magnetic mount for that, and I'm using the little camera quick releases. So I have a quick release on the iPhone mount and on the Sony mount, and I can change those over and put them on my tripod. So I actually got the tripod for the phone originally, and I was using that so that I could record the Magic Plan room dimensions on the phone while I'm sitting there. I didn't have to hold it. Use the tripod for that. Then I also have a laser measurer. So the tripod's not really too useful with a laser measurer, but I do have a selfie stick that I was using for doing laser measuring, and that was pretty handy. But the app on the Magic Plan doesn't work with a selfie stick, so it doesn't really come as handy for that as much. Now I just mainly use selfie stick for doing recordings. So I've kind of just took and repurposed the equipment that I already had. So like for my web camera, I've got a little mount there that's kind of a squiggly mount with a clamp, and on that that was originally something I was using for when I would do laser measurements. I would hold my backboard for the laser, because I would go outside and laser outside, and I would take my stand and I'd clip this onto the stand with a little white reflector board, and that was how I was getting outdoor measurements. So and then I just repurposed it. So now it's attached to my workstation, and then I've also got this really nice light that I bought for afterwards. So after I got started on YouTubing, I decided I needed some more lighting. So I was looking for a light that, again, I could do a purpose. So the desk light works pretty well. It has kind of a swivel mount on the two heads, and I could adjust those to face towards me, and then I can get the same Kelvin range out of that light. And then I also have a Logitech light that I bought, and I think the Logitech light was probably about $40. And I don't use that one as much as I would the other desktop one. Is kind of like on a snorkel tube. And I can also use my display as lighting, so I can get backlighting from the display. So I have plenty of lighting. I got the uplight, so if you notice there's a metal old-fashioned floodlight. I think I paid about $15 for that. And then I had the lamp, was a programmable Philips Hue lamp that I already had, so I didn't have to buy those, but I mean, you can still get them. The thing I like about the Hue lamp is it's got a really good quality light and a really good control, and I patch it into my Smart Things app on my phone, so I can adjust the light level. I can adjust the intensity, so I can dim it, and I can dim it all the way down to 10% if I want to. But right now I'm using it at 100% out of 4500 Kelvin range, which is kind of like a natural lighting. And I'm blasting it up into the ceiling to get reflected light. So I get a little reflected light down, and it keeps the office lit up pretty well, and it lights against the back setting. And then for my workstation, this is actually like an industrial desk, and you could do bench work on it or something. If you're rebuilding motors or something, this would be perfect for that. But I've used it. I've had it for maybe about 5 years, and it's really come in handy as a workstation because you can crank up the height of it, so I can adjust the height to make it easier to work on. You know, if I want to stand up, or I can rotate it. It's on wheels, so I got everything's on an extension cord there and on wheels, and I'm pretty much wireless for the communication setup, so I can rotate my system around if I want to get a different view or something. Like I wanted to get that in the background. I want to get my office doors, which kind of look nice. You know, they're glazed. I like the look of that in my office, so I can change the view if I want. You know, it's kind of cool. And yeah, I mean, this is a nice workstation. It works out really well. And I've also got some extra hardware that I use. So for instance, some of the switching that you see there on the table, I've got I guess it's called a matrix switch, but it's HDMI control switch, and I patched both of my monitors into each of the computers, so I can switch in and out each of my computers on the monitor, or if I want to have only one computer on with two monitors, I can do that. And also it gives me a lot of capability as far as that goes. And then I've also got on top of that is a audio switch. And so what the audio switch does is it allows me to switch from monitor to monitor which audio I'm getting. So the monitor outputs the audio into the HDMI system, and then I'm able to capture that through the matrix switch. It's a 4x2 matrix switch, and then it allows me to key up the audio from there from each of the setups. And then I've got, we talked about the lighting, microphone, webcam. The Sony cam is the other one that's up on top. So I had the Sony cam a long time. I used to do field work when I was doing a lot of solar design. So I'd go out, and that would be my camera that I'd use out in the field. So I kind of already own that. And it's not an expensive one. It's a DSLR camera, but the lens, you can't change the lens, it's fixed. So it's more of a high zoom. I mean, I could really zoom in tight on stuff, you know, type of camera. But it worked well for doing the field work, and so I use it. You know, I might replace that one day. I'll probably upgrade that camera, and then eventually I probably upgrade my computer again. But for right now, I'm gonna just stick with what I got. So on the computer, I put in a MSI motherboard with a wireless, it has wireless capabilities built into the motherboard, so I didn't have to add that in. That was already built into it. And then for the processing unit, I got an AMD processor. I think it's a 5600X or something like that. I don't know the exact name of it, but that's my computer equipment. It works pretty good. iPhone, we mentioned that, the iPhone 15 Pro. So that was a pretty good cost upgrade. I think those run about $1,000, but you get it from your provider. So we use T-Mobile, so I got it on a T-Mobile, and my other phones were off of the program, so I added this on. So I pay monthly on it. I don't know, it might be $20 a month for the phone. And then of course, let's see, we got the workstation, the Sony cam, the webcam, the lights, the iPhone, the hardware. Oh, something else to mention is cords. Man, you need cords for everything. Everything gets plugged in. There's a cord for the mic cord. There's a cord for the iPhone cord. And these are all different. The webcam has a USB cord. The Sony cam has a USB cord and a mic cord, and a camera cord. And so for the Sony, I can live stream into my OBS app if I want to. In order to do that, I got to have a capture video card. So all these little things kind of add up, as far as an expense. So I think in cords and switches and stuff, I probably got a couple $100 here just in just that kind of stuff. But again, I've accumulated a lot of this over time, so it was things I already had that I'm just repurposing. And what I did was I bought some extensions. So I got some USB cord extensions that are 6 foot long. I've got a couple of those. I got mic extensions, a couple of those for the microphone. One to get my over to my headphones over here that I like to put on once in a while I'm editing. I put the headphones on. And then, that's how I do my editing. And these are Bose, but I've had these for a long time. I really like the headphones. They still work great. I've replaced the cord on it once. But other than that, they sound wonderful. And then, let's see, the hardware, the cords, the computers. My laptop computer's, I think about 12 years old, and I'm still using it. I upgraded the hard drives to solid state, and that helped quite a bit. But once the laptop starts to go out, I'm just going to transfer everything over. Maybe I might get a new computer by that time, a new desktop. But I don't think I need a laptop for anything anymore. Most of the stuff you can do on the phone, so I don't really need to have a laptop. And then, I think that's pretty much about it for my equipment. And I'll tell you what, I really enjoy doing this. One of the things I've been having trouble with is, one is the audio, so I have trouble getting the audio lined up, and then also the picture. So being able to photograph stuff correctly, and videotaping can be hit or miss. You never know. From the workstation, it's not too bad. I can control most everything here. But when I'm out in the field doing stuff, I don't know how the video is going to come out. It's just going to be what it is. So it takes a lot of editing time to fix that. And, this is part of the deal. So you're going to do editing if you're doing if you're going to be on a YouTube channel and trying to make some YouTube videos. So anyways, my goal for this channel, if you haven't noticed, is that I'm trying to do design stuff. And anything related to design, the equipment, I have a business. So in addition to doing the videos, I run a business too. And I'm part-time, I guess you might call it, in the design business. I kind of took a hiatus from it at the beginning of the year, and just wanted to focus on health was one thing, and then also just getting squared away on some of this equipment, on some of the equipment issues I was having. And I think I've got that all resolved, and now I'm getting ready to kind of get back into getting the modeling stuff back on. So I want to get back into the 3D stuff. But I think maybe for the video thing, I'm just going to take a little bit of time. I've got another channel that I started. It's called Going Mobile San Diego, where I put it on stuff from around here in my community, or you know, my wife and I are interested in doing videos together, and I still haven't gotten her involved in it, but eventually she'll come around and help me. But when we get some of that on, maybe that'll be interesting. But so far on that channel, I just do things that I'm doing around here, kind of work type stuff, pruning trees or painting the outside, you know, whatever, the mobile home life. Anything around a mobile home. I had a pretty good one for the concrete grinding that I did. I thought was a pretty cool video. That one came out neat. But this one here is just strictly for equipment. So we're just doing the YouTube equipment, and that's how I got started. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, could you please hit the like button, and it's sure be appreciative. And if you didn't like it, consider subscribing, because when you subscribe, you may like the next video better. So by subscribing, you'll get a notice, and you'll see my thumbnails pop up, you know, and I'm trying to get better at that, working on being more attractive for people that are going to want to pick me, you know, kind of thing. So it's a challenge, you know. You got to keep working at it. So anyways, like I said, if you've gotten through this far, I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate that you came along for the ride. So I don't really have anything else to say other than this is RP signing off.